If you're a fan of tabletop role-playing games, you might have heard about this one. The team over at WickWorks took one look at the open third-party license Massive Press put out with their rule set and thought, wouldn't it be cool if we translated this whole thing into a video game? One fully funded Kickstarter in 2023 later, and we've got an estimated release date for Lancer Tactics, the video game, coming to the tail end of 2026. If you couldn't tell, this one is a turn-based, tactical, single-player RPG game with not only pre-built campaigns, instant action, and tons of sandbox customizability, but a fully developed and shareable module editor too. If you want to check out the game early, you can already even pre-purchase an early access version through Olive's itch.io page.
My name's Xavier B. Johnson, and this is Diesel Knights.
Diesel Knights is a multiplayer mech movement first-person shooter game set to come out Q4 of 2026. Imagine Titanfall 2 if it was set in some diesel punk time period alternative history setting. I did get hands-on and play around with one of the prototype builds of this one last year, though that was before the mechs were added in. It definitely felt incredibly promising, but if you don't believe me, I'll point you in the direction of the developer's YouTube channel, where Xavier shows off his work in progress through highly entertaining and charismatic video content. Also worth mentioning, there is a stance against using microtransactions here, which is always something we love to see in online-based games. Before we get too far in, hi, I'm Empty. I'm a bit of a mech noob that decided to start dedicating this channel to videos about mecha in video games. Today, I'm taking a look at some promising upcoming titles, but I also do reviews, first looks, and general commentary about the genre as a whole. If you'd like to keep up with my videos, we'd love to see you hit the sub button, or just hang out in the comments section to talk about big robots. I also started a Patreon page, which is working as a backup for my videos in case YouTube ever decides to take these down for any reason. You can check out all my links in the video description. Thanks, now back to the games. PATLABOR is a beloved mecha IP that sparked into life through the 80s and 90s. It's got a few different shows and movies, but mostly disappeared as we got into the 2000s. It stars a group of misfit police officers who have to control mobile suits called labors to patrol civilian labors used for misdeeds, and it really puts the real in the phrase real robots. There have been some murmurs about its upcoming reboot, PATLABOR EZY, making waves in the 2020s, but now it seems a video game tie-in is coming as well. This one is being developed by Chime Corporation and published by Good Smile Company, and seems to be a fully 3D action adventure, with promises to let you play out iconic animation scenes and showcase more than 20 labors for combat. As a general statement, PATLABOR is awesome if you've never checked it out, which makes me super excited for this upcoming game.
Hold on. Something's coming.
Take a look at this classic JRPG-styled turn-based game by Ikina Games and NIS America. It carries the story of a debris collector named Lukita as she explores the desert planet named Bitter. It doesn't all seem to be a desert though, as you'll also quest in a neon-lit haven of humanity called Delight City. This game seems to have a set of companions that all have uniquely equipable and upgradable combat mechs and vehicles, and its anime visual style looks super cool. The release date is just around the corner for this one, sitting on the 21st of May 2026.
Now! Grab the ring! Prove you're worth what I paid!
Do you want to know how to fix a link that has no purpose?
Lev Ornstein has been keeping up a solid developer log through his YouTube channel for this Armored Core 6 inspired indie game named Code Rapid. This is a game made between a small group collectively known as Hitbreak Games and is fueled by a budget of only passion. And I think you can really feel that drive just viewing the trailer. It looks like If Your Armored Core was also an acrobat, but the world is a 3D cel-shaded rendition of the tech noir Paradigm City from the Big O, and I'm so here for it. There is a very heavy emphasis on customizability and replayability, with a focus on making sure every part, whether it's light, medium, or heavy, truly feels like it takes deep changes to how the combat feels. Intuitive operation, high speed, missile barrage. OMEGA PHENEX commenced Project 6 is slated into 2027 by Japanese Tsurume Workshop. This one looks to be just as much about aerial dogfights as it does speed and mecha customizations. The mech you pilot here is called Icarus and has some insane maneuverability, which reminds me of games like Project Nimbus and Ace Combat. Typically, I'm less interested in the flight type of games personally, but this one really looks intriguing to me, and I'll definitely be tuning in to check out its promised 30 mission campaign, as well as the arena mode for quick dogfights. In the years after a great disaster has shattered the world, take your seat as a mech pilot in this pilot sim by Re-Engage Developments. Fight for survival in a world of city-states, megacorps, and military groups. Or just fight because this is mostly an online PvP game. I managed to get into one of the more recent playtests earlier this month. If you'd like to check out my video on that specifically, you can follow the pop-up in the top right corner. Mostly I came away feeling that it was a very fun experience. It felt like a very streamlined and simplified version of MechWarrior Online, and I'm pretty excited to see how this one turns out by release. While my playtime only saw PvP, in the future there are plans to have a co-op mode where you do fight against NPCs. Besides that, the game's also planned to have options for VR, community server support, mission creation tools, and even modding. Awesome. Japanese studio Pico and Esquadra Inc. have combined forces under the publishing of Fly High Works to create a retro-influenced pixel action side-scroller. You'll play a character named Sakuragi Kai of the 9th Mobile Unit Tokyo Police Department, who pilots an Azura armed exoskeleton suit through 12 different stages. One of the more interesting things I did notice when reading up on this one is that it seems there are planned elements where you go on foot, besides just piloting the mech suit. That's always awesome, and I love to see it. Also, there's a planned 10 different types of vehicles, which I want to know all about. Very cool. I hope the soundtrack for the entire game is as awesome as what was picked for this trailer.
Following the defeat, Yamato Empire ceded its territories in the Pacific, leaving behind a chaotic vacuum of power.
Semboyan kita tetap satu. Merdeka atau mati.
Euthanasia insurgents continue their attack of the remaining UOC soldiers stationed in the colony. Krieger mech squads have been deployed to contain the situation.
Influenced by the ever-popular Front Mission series, Krieg's Front Tactics takes place in a 1970s alternative future Southeast Asian jungle. Not only is its turn-based combat nostalgic, but also the graphical approach here seems to be going for that early PlayStation vibe. Altogether, this one makes me really want to pop back in the 08th MS Team DVD for a rewatch to get hyped while I check out the prologue demo that is currently available. This one doesn't have a set release window yet, and while Togue Productions is a bit quiet about their development cycles, we can hope to see updates about this one soon. The Kickstarter for this one is up and active right now. You can check it out as linked in the video description, and that is for the game Mech Tech by Sam Makes Games, who's been working on this as a passion project in the background for the past 7 years. This is a game that works to combine real-time strategy, action, gameplay, deck builder qualities, and up to 8 players at a time. Sorta reminds me of a MOBA, like League of Legends or Pokemon Unite, but also a card battler, like Clash Royale, but it's also got this really cool Advance Wars style graphical set. Looks like it could be a very cool game to play with a big group of friends. And that's all I've got today. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully at least one of these games looked cool enough to interest you. If you have any other recommendations for upcoming mech games, go ahead and throw them into the comments for everybody else here. Thanks.